Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Superman and Lois, and this is going to be my review for episode 2, otherwise entitled Heritage, and that's a pretty good name for the episode. But of course, spoiler alert, because we're going to be talking all about episode 2 of Superman and Lois, a lot of spoilers, and man, that ending made me go, wow, where's this going? But of course, last episode, it was episode 1, the pilot, set everything up to know about the characters. The main thing, the family's moving back to Smallville. Both of Clark's parents are dead, RIP. And, Jordan, one of Superman's two sons, not Jonathan, but Jordan, well, he's exhibiting some Kryptonian powers. So let's see where that goes. But of course, the cliffhanger is that the mysterious stranger or armored stranger that was going after Superman is none other than a Captain Luthor. So let's see where that goes. But of course, let me know your various opinions in the comment section down below about this episode. What did you love? What did you hate? Any theories stemming from it? Just let me know all your general thoughts and opinions down there in the comment section down below. I'm always curious. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, you enjoyed this episode, everything like that, why not drop a like on it? It takes 2 seconds. So yeah, as I said, the decision to move the kids and the family to Smallville was made. So we do see Lois, Clark, and the boys moving to Smallville full-time from Metropolis. Lois's voiceover with it was nice, and just seeing like the daily activities around the house with like the Superman powers, I thought was really cool. I know you see it in like the Smallville show, but just with the added VFX and the fact that you can see some flying, which was never done on the Smallville thing, I thought it was really cool to see. Now there is concern over Jordan going to school with these new abilities, which I can understand, and he isn't too happy about it. Obviously that changes fairly quickly just because of his other activities he gets to do during the school time. But I can see why Lois and Clark would be like, maybe it isn't a good idea, because what if he gets bullied and then all of a sudden he burns down the school with his heat vision? It wouldn't be the best first day at school, would it? Now, there's a lot of Captain Luthor in this episode. They did a lot with him, and I understand exactly why they did that. I thought we might have taken a break from him, and we might have seen more of the family getting used to Smallville, and they sort of went against everything I thought was happening. I'm sure a lot of you guys thought maybe in line with me. They'll settle into Smallville. We'll see some stuff there. They did the opposite. So we see a lot of Captain Luthor in this episode. He starts off in Moldova. He's like breaking in and forcing his way in to an area in order to find kryptonite. That's pretty much his goal for the episode. Try and find some kryptonite. No, to no avail. He can't find it. With him desperate also to stop Superman before he does to this Earth what he did to Captain Luthor's. And we're wondering, okay, well, this doesn't sound like it. I think even we could get a good grip of exactly what happened without them even having to show that thing at the end of the episode. But yeah, he's very desperate, and I'm sure we'll see that desperation rise if he sees this as like a ticking time bomb with this Earth Superman. Now, we did have Jonathan going to school while Jordan and Clark just casually go to the Fortress of Solitude. And we have like Jonathan like a tad jealous because he's moved his entire life here, and he's just like completely like a fish out of water situation. He doesn't have his brother there to help him. So Jonathan's like just a tad jealous of what's going on. And he already has some enemies of his own at school. And as we have later in the episode, when he confronts Jordan about it, they're enemies of him because of what Jordan did. It's not Jonathan's fault. Like, it's all because of what Jordan did. So Jonathan's paying in multiple areas just for what's happening with Jordan. So having to move to Smallville, but then also having to pretty much be targeted at school because of what Jordan did. Now, speaking of the Fortress of Solitude, I thought it looked really cool. Obviously, it's a change up from Supergirl just because budget. They've been given a good budget here. I thought it looked really, really cool. The crystal from the ship that Jordan retrieved, people thought it might have been some sort of kryptonite or something like that. It wasn't. It was just like the crystal, which like a crystal or something for the Fortress of Solitude, which has been in pretty much a lot of different Superman iterations. But it's like the information drive, if you want to call it, that the Fortress is able to use and project all the information that's needed to know everything about Krypton, or, your heritage. But yeah, Jordan learning all about his heritage was very cool to see, especially with Clark alongside him. Like, we've seen Superman, learn who he is before, but to see Superman and his son and see Superman, not the focus of it, I thought was very interesting. Especially him meeting his grandfather, Jor-El, who, of course, Jordan is named after. Jordan's named after Jor-El, one of Clark's fathers, and Jonathan is named after Jonathan Kent, the other one of Clark's other father. So I think that's a good connection there that you got to meet the person he's named after. Now, speaking of new characters, we do meet a couple. The first one is Chrissy Bepper, who's a journalist for the Smallville Gazette. I didn't expect this storyline to pick up this fast. I thought we might have been waiting a few episodes, but they really didn't skip a beat. They just went bang, bang. But yeah, Lois meets Chrissy, and this will be like a team to look out for against Morgan Edge, who we meet this episode, who is a recast, similar to General Lane from Supergirl heading into Superman and Lois. And he's got like a weird it's like drums. It's like like he's got like a jungle beat or something for his theme, which I thought was fairly interesting. I do love a good villain theme, and I think he has a very unique one. But he's very good at manipulation, Morgan Edge, and I'm very, very intrigued to see how far he can manipulate Smallville before Lois is potentially able to, make a mark or make a dent in his reputation. But pretty much Lois seems to be the only one who's a bit suspect, I guess, along with Chrissy. So let's see how that goes. Now, we did have General Lane questioning why the hell Clark would even move his family to Smallville, along with that figuring out that Clark had actually told his sons that he's Superman. And General Lane doesn't have a really good outlook on things there. And we do see like cracks sort of within the family, but then they sort of mend themselves. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with General Lane throughout the next few episodes, especially considering what happens to him this episode as well. But there could be some tension rising as well. Now, that Superman versus Captain Luthor fight in Mongolia, I thought it was like the level of the pilot fight as well. It looked really good. And Superman is just decimating the captain, decimating him. But Captain Luthor is smart. He plants a bomb on his ship to distract Superman and is able to get away. But he's sacrificing the ship. It's not like it's a toy ship and he's got all these different resources, as we learn later on. He's sacrificing that ship just so he can get away. So is it worth it? Was it worth it? I don't know. Now, Jonathan's football troubles I thought were fairly interesting. Like, he's not living the fairy tale. Like, I'm sure we'll see that improve, but he's not living the fairy tale straight out of the gate, which adds to that frustration against Jordan. And Jordan is sort of there living the Hollywood story, if you want to know, getting to hone in on his powers, superpowers and stuff like that with his dad, Superman, which goes into the sort of the difference there. Because going into the show, many saw the similarities between Lois and Jordan. You thought that those two might have been similar characters, but then it's sort of, at this stage, like Lois and Jonathan are the ones with some similar stuff because they're in a similar situation upon the move to Smallville, both making big sacrifices. Lois making the sacrifice with the Daily Planet and everything like that. Jordan making the sacrifice with pretty much his entire life, football, girlfriend, high school, everything along those lines. Big sacrifices, where with Jordan, not much of a sacrifice. Clark, he was already fired from the Daily Planet. Not much of a sacrifice coming to Smallville. So there's similarities there between, Lois and Jonathan. I guess you could say also Clark and Jordan for obvious reasons. But we do learn that Jordan is actually not that powerful. It's just like short outbursts that aren't overly effective. But I guess the question there is that whether that will remain the same, or will we see Jordan get more powerful, or could they make it a twist and Jonathan has an outburst of powers, but they're delayed? Maybe it happens on the football field. You'd have to think one or both of those kids are going to get consistent powers, but who and when? That'll be very interesting. I think the fact that they're sort of leaning off Jordan makes you think that something might happen with Jonathan, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, another interesting dynamic which was set up last episode was the Kyle Cushing thing with his sort of like love for Morgan Edge. We do get some Lois versus Kyle stuff over Morgan Edge, and it's going to be interesting to see how long it takes him to change his tune about the entire thing. I don't know. He's very protective of Smallville, but I think, he wants it to be like it was before everyone left, and Morgan Edge provides that potential. So he's going to side with Morgan Edge until his last dying breath, I think. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But we have Morgan Edge changing Lois's stories in the Daily Planet to serve his purpose, so going from critical pieces to fluff pieces. So yeah, that didn't sit well with Lois. And I do love Bitsy Tulloch's take on Lois. Like, she just doesn't take, sorry for my swear words, but she just doesn't take any shit. She just goes, okay, you're going to be an asshole? Okay, well, I'll be, I'll come right back at you with the same attitude you're giving me. But as we head into the end of this episode, some big revelations happen. So we have Captain Luthor breaking into I think it was the Department of Defense, I think that's what you would call it. And on the Captain's planet, him and General Lane are allies against their Earth's Kal-El. It's not Superman, it's just Kal-El. And I wonder if that will cause some friction between Clark and General Lane going forward. You'd have to think there will be. I guess the big question is, does it start next episode, or is it in a few episodes? I don't know. But Captain Luthor does sacrifice his suit for that mission. It's like a robot suit, like an AI suit, Clark or Superman destroys it. So Luthor's going bare bones for a while until he can find kryptonite. He's lost his ship, which he willingly blew up to distract Superman, and now he's just put his suit out there for Superman to destroy. He's sacrificing a lot of things. Now the suit, I do wonder if it's just sitting at the Department of Defense where he could get it back. So maybe he could, I think that's maybe what's happening there. I think he'd be able to retrieve, we'll have to wait and see. But going off that for a moment, we do have the bond between Jonathan and Jordan, and the boys are given one of the signalers that like Lois has, that General Lane has as well, so that their dad can hear them if he is needed. And I do wonder how that's going to be used and in what environment, and just what it leads to. I'm very curious about that because I don't know how often that would be used. But one of the big FU moments was when Lois resigns for the Daily Planet. Just says it's some of my best writing when she hands that note to him. And I thought it was going to be like a 12-page diss track in the form of a letter or something like that. But it just simply says, I quit. And it makes you wonder, and it's probably going to be this way, is that Morgan Edge's biggest mistake? Was, changing that story to be a fluff piece, is that his biggest mistake? Because it isn't just going to be like some criticism in the news. It could bring his career down to nothing. So let's see what happens there. But because she quits, Lois does head to the Smallville Gazette and is going to be working with Cressy Beppo. And it's only episode 2 and she's not working at the Daily Planet, ditched it. Let's see where that goes. But she could join back up with the Daily Planet, I guess, once Morgan Edge is taken down. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. But the big, oh, this is happening. Okay, is this the time to do it? Okay, this is happening. And we see flashbacks to Captain Luthor's Earth with black suit Superman. He's wearing the same suit from like Elseworlds. The crossover there when like Dr. Destiny or whatever his name is, something Deegan, changes and he becomes Superman. He kills General Lane along with many other soldiers. And the quote to hell and back is a very reminiscent one now. But 7734, which is like, when you turn it upside down, it said hell. That's in regards to Project 7734, which in the comics is created by General Lane, related to aliens and protecting the Earth and stuff like that. Now, I'm sure will be explored more in the show, so I won't spoil too much. Whether our Earth's General Lane does anything with it is another question. Or maybe he was thinking it of himself and never went about it. Maybe Superman changed his mind. I don't know. But this creates an interesting storyline between Luthor and Superman, as well as General Lane now. There's a third wheel in regards to that. So will General Lane turn against his own son-in-law? Does he think there's potential for Clark or Kal-El or Superman to turn evil? I think that's very interesting, and it gives General Lane a lot to play with and brings him into the story more than I think people are expecting. I think a lot of people are just expecting, oh, he's just a general when the army or, the government needs some stuff with Superman, he can call in Superman. This completely changes it. Now General Lane can almost be like an antagonist. So I'm very, very excited to see what they do there. But overall, this is a really strong follow-up to that pilot episode. I don't think you could watch the pilot episode and be like, yeah, I'll give episode 2 a go, and this would change your mind and make you go, no, I'm not going to watch it anymore. This would keep you watching, especially that ending. I think that ending, even if people said online and they weren't watching, they might actually go back and watch episodes 1 and 2 to catch up and get on board. So I'm excited to see where they go with this. I want to see more backstory with Captain Luthor and see maybe what was happening before that war, as well as what happened, because it seems that the Superman or the Kal-El on his Earth was good before he turned evil. So I want to see what it was like on his Earth before that happened. I'm very, very curious, and I can't wait to see what happens there. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions on this episode, what you love, what you hate. Any theories, let me know. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.